All right, guys, make a quick video. I haven't talked too much about crypto in the last week, and to be honest, there really hasn't been that much to talk about. Yeah, the stock market's been dumping, Bitcoin's been pulling back, all coins have been pulling back, everything's been pulling back ever since this whole tariff situation with Donald Trump. I think I made a video like a week ago, and I'm like, look, nothing's going to happen until this whole tariff thing works itself out. Stock market's dumping, Tesla's dumping. Not even just risk assets. I mean, good quality stocks are even dumping. Everything's dumping except for gold, which basically says right then and there that gold or Bitcoin is not a store of value. You know, I've been saying that for years. Bitcoin is simply a risk asset. You buy it when risk assets are doing well, when the economy is doing well. People buy their Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's not going to do much with this whole tariff, 25% tariff on vehicles, things over people's heads, the uncertainty. People just aren't going to be buying Bitcoin. And it's just, you have to understand, if they're not buying Tesla stock and they're not buying NVIDIA and they're not buying big stocks, they're also not going to be buying Bitcoin. So with that said, Bitcoin's still hanging out at $82,000, which is actually pretty bullish in my opinion. And I know I keep saying that. A lot of people are like, how can you say Bitcoin is still bullish? How can you say crypto is still bullish? Because this has nothing to do with crypto. I've been saying it for the last 3 to 6 months. Everything you're seeing right now, it isn't Sam Bankman-Fried did something, or like there's a big scam that got exposed, or something that got exposed with Bitcoin's blockchain. It's simply everything's dumping because the markets are dumping. Real estate market's not great. Stocks aren't great. The only thing holding up, the only thing that's turned out to be the true store of value is gold. Will it be like that forever? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But you can't make the argument that with gold at all-time highs and continually going up, that gold is not a store of value. But what does that also mean? Yeah, you're making your money in gold right now. There's all sorts of people buying gold right now. But buying gold right now is kind of like buying Bitcoin at $107,000. Gold is pretty much at its high. Yeah, it might pump another $100 or $200, maybe. But gold's not doing too much more. And with everything dumping over the last 3 months, I think the bottom is here. I think Trump, so apparently April 2nd, which is my birthday, by the way. April 2nd is when all these tariffs are supposed to go in. A lot of people are thinking Trump may pull back on the tariffs. They might work out a deal. I think that's possible. I think they may at least work out some sort of short-term deal with these tariffs. Now, maybe not. Maybe these tariffs will be in place for 2 or 3 months. And if that's the case, as things get worked out, you're not going to see Bitcoin and risk assets doing all that well. Unfortunately, it sucks. It sucks, but like I've been saying in my previous videos, you got to find something else to do. This is a buying opportunity, guys. You know, it's kind of working out. My condo is doing well. I think my condo is going to sell. Had the inspection. I think we're going to close in a couple weeks. Could work out perfectly for me to buy some more crypto. And that's another thing I want to talk about with this channel. Like, I'm getting kind of bored with just talking about crypto. I'm probably going to do other videos. I'm probably going to do a condo video, real estate videos. I think I'm going to do even motorcycle videos. I'm going to do like everything. Electric scooter videos, electric bike videos. I'm into all that stuff. I think like whenever I feel like making a video that's not related to crypto, I might. I was also thinking about making videos like driving through Baltimore City, since I live in Baltimore City and I'm a private investigator outside Baltimore City. I was thinking about like driving through Baltimore City through all the hoods that I drive through every day and just showing how bad Baltimore City is, like all the crackheads, like cops beating the shit out of people and stuff like that. I think it might be fun, like crackheads on the side of the road. But yeah, I'm going to do different things with this channel because crypto, it's like, you know, you can only do so much with crypto. And right now we're in a boring phase anyway. Yeah, so I'll probably be making videos about everything. Like I said, there's only so much you can do with crypto. Yeah, crypto is going to go bullish again. Once this tariff thing is kind of over in the next couple months, crypto is going to go crazy, go back to 100,000. Then you're going to see gold pulling back. Gold's going to go back under $3,000, probably pulling back to 2,500. And all the people buying gold right now are going to lose their shit. I mean, look, this whole cycle repeats. I was actually just on some liberal channel, like on the comments, and somebody was like, market's crashing, freaking out. And I'm like, no, now's the time to buy. Now's the time to buy Tesla stock. Now's the time to buy Bitcoin. Now's the time to buy altcoins, not cry about it. And he's like, oh, you're just coping. And I realized, like, man, Liberals will never make any money investing. Like a liberal Democrat cannot make money investing in these markets. Like it isn't going to work. You just don't have the mindset to do it. So yeah, crypto's shitty right now. It's pulling back, and now's the time to buy. If you got money, buy. If you don't have money, go do something else. Stocks hit a low today, and now they kind of rebounded. So we kind of hit a bottom on stocks. We kind of bottomed out, and now they're kind of coming back up again. I mean, look, investors just don't know what to do right now because they just don't know what Trump's going to do with the tariffs. Uncertainty kills markets, and that's what we're in right now. And Trump don't give a fuck because he wants to get things done. He's got 3 years to turn around this market. He could fucking care less what happens 2 or 3 months into his term. He wants interest rates lowered, which we've talked about. That's not happening if the stock market's booming. And the only way that's going to happen is if what's happening right now, things pull back. Trump wants the markets to crash temporarily. He wants the economy to be stunned so the Fed comes out and lowers interest rates. It's all so common sense. It's like, man, it's like you just can't, like, people who don't get it, like if you know anybody who doesn't get it right now, you just know they're not going to make any money. They're going to lose. It's just the dumb money. But unfortunately for us, it means it's kind of messed up our timeline because I really thought we'd be full-blown bull market right now. Yeah, I wasn't expecting Trump to do all this with tariffs right off the bat. He did it. So now we're in a delay. We're in a couple-month delay. And the minute this stuff ends, guys, Bitcoin's back to $100,000. The markets are just waiting to pump back up to $100,000. I mean, it's as simple as that. No risk asset is going to do well right now, altcoins and Bitcoin alike. So you're seeing all the articles, worst quarter one for Bitcoin price since 2018. 5 things to know for Bitcoin this week. Everybody's just crying. It's horrible, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, we're still above $82,000 for Bitcoin, which me personally, I think that's bullish. You're seeing everybody talk, every article's about gold. Gold sales above $3,000, $3,100. Gold miners stage a comeback. Gold posts best quarter since Chernobyl. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, now it's great. If you're in gold, you're up 40, 50%. I mean, you're not getting rich off gold, guys. If you bought gold a couple years ago, you made like 60, 70%? That's nothing, guys. You can make that on NVIDIA. But the fact is, everybody's just pulling out of the markets going into gold right now because they're afraid. And the minute they're not afraid, boom, 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 you fall asleep, they're not afraid anymore, and then gold drops 30% in a day and everybody's going back into Bitcoin. It's like, then you see Tesla go up 30% in a day. It's like, it's such common sense, but people just can't figure it out. I don't get it. I mean, human nature is kind of weird, but that's the way it is. Rand Nooner was talking about Michael Saylor today. Michael Saylor's been buying some more Bitcoin. And man, even the thing I love playing these Rand Nooner videos because I've been talking about Michael Saylor as like a big scammer and he's going to crash all the markets for at least the last like year and a half, maybe, when nobody else was talking about it. And if you guys remember, I was talking about Terra Luna and UST and BlockFi and Celsius. I was talking about how they were all going to go to zero when nobody else was talking about it. Well, now you're starting to see the people start talking about MicroStrategy being a big scam. I just find it funny that Rand Nooner, who we all know is one of the biggest sleazeballs in crypto, if he can see that MicroStrategy is going to be a big scam and rug pull everybody, that's kind of a warning. That's kind of a warning right now. I'm going to play a little bit of this, just talking about Michael Saylor. I find it to be fascinating.
Seeing more orange dots. And then they came out with a tweet today that they landed up buying $2 billion worth of Bitcoin. So acquired 22,048 Bitcoin for $1.92 billion at 87,000 per Bitcoin. Now look, on the one hand, I'm very happy that Michael Saylor is buying so many Bitcoin because he's probably single-handedly keeping the price of Bitcoin where the price of Bitcoin is at the moment. This buyer of $2 billion worth of Bitcoin. But I am now getting really, really, really concerned at this. And the reason why I'm getting really concerned is when you look at this table over here. So we are 3 years into the Michael Saylor strategy, and we're at a point now where the Michael Saylor strategy is what this new aggressive strategy is about 1 year in the making, right? And Michael Saylor owns 2.5% of the Bitcoin supply, right? This is not updated for today's purchases, by the way. So you have one entity holding 2.5% of the Bitcoin supply. Now, if this continues, let's just say this continues, and we land up in a situation where Michael Saylor lands up with 5% of the Bitcoin supply, and maybe 7% or 10% of the Bitcoin supply. I think that net, as much as I love this narrative, yeah, I've got Vinny Lingham actually. Vinny, I just want to show you, without actually opening your tweet, I've already got your tweet open here. Yeah, you see? Here we go. You see, Vinny, because Vinny's chatting me now via WhatsApp. You see, I had the tweet open, and I actually quizzed Michael Saylor about it. But I do think that this is a massive problem. And I'll tell you why I think this is a massive problem. You cannot have an international store of value where one party or one company with one decision maker or one board of decision makers lands up holding 5% of the risk hedging asset.
I'm going to play a little bit more when he brings this guy Vinny on, but he also goes on to say that, which I didn't realize, and which is kind of cool. Chris, sometimes Crypto Banter does give me information I didn't know. I didn't know that Michael Saylor's Bitcoin addresses were not public. I thought everybody was like following Michael Saylor's Bitcoin addresses. Well, apparently they're not public. So Michael Saylor could be dumping Bitcoin whenever he wants. He could be dumping now. He could have been dumping last month. He could say he's buying, but he's really you don't know what he's doing. And that's why Bitcoin will never be a store of value. Now, it could be eventually when Michael Saylor gets wiped out in the next bear market and he's gone, and then we can kind of reset everything. But as long as Michael Saylor owns a certain percentage of Bitcoin, it can never be a store of value because you have some sleazy Miami guy, because that's what he is. I mean, if somebody said to you, hey, do you trust your life savings? And I'm like, with this guy. And you're like, well, who's this guy? Oh, and they show a picture of just some guy in Miami on a boat. And they're like, well, he runs a software company, but that don't make any money. But he just makes all his money basically just selling his stock so he can buy more Bitcoin. Would you trust your grannies and your nannies and your grandpa and your kids and all these people? Would you trust all their money with that guy? And then you see Michael Saylor on the boat. He's on his yacht with strippers behind him. It's like, whoa. So it can't happen, guys. Bitcoin will never be a store of value in the foreseeable future because of all the charlatans that are involved with it. It might never be a store of value, but I don't care. Bitcoin doesn't need to be a store of value. Bitcoin just needs to pump when risk assets pump, which it will the minute this whole tariff thing is gone. But I just found that to be fascinating. I'm going to play this guy. They bring this guy Vinny on, who I don't know who he is, but he makes some good points.
Plus this year. So I think gold is the real store of value for lots of reasons. We won't debate this now. But even as a crypto guy, I think gold is where it's at, just because of the size, the liquidity pool. And it's a global reserve mutual asset. You said it earlier on.
But do you think, like, if you were like a university endowment or a state pension fund or one of the big investors, and you were looking to buy a store of value asset, and you saw that one party in the world owned 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10%, would that not be a red flag on your investment report?
Absolutely. So the issue is this. Bitcoin is not a store of value, okay? It's a derivative on monetary flows.
Yes.
That's what it is. All it is it's buyers and sellers buying and selling a mutual asset, right? And so when the flows die down, what happens? So all we've done is see Bitcoin grow in a world where there's this increasing liquidity, dollar liquidity, excess spending, deficit spending, all that stuff. So we've never seen Bitcoin go through a bear market where liquidity dries up and trust dries up as well. And maybe it holds up, but it's unproven. Gold has been proven over hundreds of years.
Fascinating. I would take this snippet that I just played, and there's more. I mean, there's like another 5-10 minutes. I'm not going to play all of it. You guys can watch it. I would basically take that as God's word. I would take that as like the Bible right there. What they said is 100% true. You can't have one guy owning most of the Bitcoin. It's not a store of value. And that's why you're seeing everybody flee to gold. And you've never had a situation like this with Trump and tariffs and all the markets crashing and the stock markets crashing. Like, you've never had a problem like this with Bitcoin, and nobody knows how it's going to react. Now, I personally think it's been holding up decently, but you never really know. We could go down to a $60,000 Bitcoin, a $70,000 Bitcoin. You just never know, guys. And that's why it's also risky. And I'm still bullish. Like I said, I think this whole tariff thing is going to blow over very, very soon. Trump's going to come out. Oh, I made a deal. We made a deal. It's great. It's a great day. We're all, Mexico is going to do this. Canada's going to do that. It's all great for everybody. Deal, deal, deal. And then you're going to see the markets go back up. But you can't argue the fact that people are not going into Bitcoin to save their money. People are going into Bitcoin for a trade. Guys like Michael Saylor, which they talk about this more. I didn't play it. Guys like Michael Saylor, they're in Bitcoin now. We've seen this before, where people are in Bitcoin. Elon Musk was in Bitcoin. We've seen, this person's in Bitcoin. The current business model for MicroStrategy is buy Bitcoin. But that business model in 2 years might change to sell Bitcoin. And they don't have to tell you about it. And we don't even know Michael Saylor's Bitcoin wallet addresses. He's going to be dumping so fucking hard on everybody when Bitcoin hits $150,000, $200,000. You're not going to know what the fuck hit you. Then when it's all over, it's going to come out. Oh, Michael Saylor sold 60, 70% of his Bitcoin or whatever. Or he got liquidated, so he had to sell a bunch of Bitcoin. It's not a good situation, guys, with Michael Saylor. And I think everything going on right now just proves how shitty Bitcoin is and how shitty crypto is. How it's just basically a way to make money. And that's all I see Bitcoin as. People would always get mad at me in the comments. You're not a believer. You're not in the caught. Bitcoin's going to change the world. It's digital gold. It's nothing, guys. It's a way to fucking trade and make money and play around on the online unregulated casino. That's all it is. Will it be digital gold one day? I don't fucking know. Probably not. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe in 10, 20 years it will be. But I think guys like Michael Saylor need to be flushed out first. So that's why I always say on this channel, you want to get out of these markets before the bear market hits. And just hopefully that we're not in that bear market yet. I don't think we are. I think by end of spring or going into spring, we're already in spring. But I think as the weeks progress, there's no way Trump's going to let the market crash too badly because then he's going to lose the will of the people. Then he's going to start to lose congressmen and senators, and then he's going to his whole fucking thing is derailed. So it can't happen. But you also have to realize the tariff date is April 2nd. We haven't even hit it yet. So nothing's even happened yet. So we have to let it at least happen and play out a little bit, right, guys? Before we start running home to mommy, let it play out for a couple weeks, see what happens. Most of these countries who are getting tariffed cannot survive these tariffs. They're going to make a deal. It's going to happen. It has to happen, and that's what Trump's counting on. That's why Trump's trying to ignore the short term that's going on in. In the stock market. Other than that, guys, Bitcoin 82,588. I don't know. It is what it is. Go get a hobby. Go do something else. Like I said, I'm probably going to be making other videos. Next time I'm in Baltimore City, I might post something. I want to do, I'm definitely doing a condo video. If my condo video sells, I'm doing a video on all the pros and cons of flipping a condo, owning a condo. I got some stories to tell you guys about my condo situation over the last year. And what I recommend with condos, if you're going to buy them, I think I have some good information to people and just flipping in general. And just investing in general and just what's going on in the world. We're going to talk more about what's going on in the world with Trump and tariffs and the economy and the collapse of liberal-run shitholes like Chicago and Baltimore. We're going to be talking about that in California. There's a lot of other things to talk about other than crypto. I've been busy the last week anyway, so just with kids and work and everything else. And, I really don't have a lot of time to make videos anyway. So honestly, even if Bitcoin was pumping really hard over the last couple of days, I probably wouldn't have made a video because I'm just kind of busy. I do have a day job. But other than that, guys, Bitcoin hanging out at 82,000. I know the Bitcoin altcoins are getting kind of smashed. If you're a believer, I'd be buying right now. Even buying some of these altcoins right now, if we do go into a multi-year bear market, they're not even that bad of a deal. Not a bad time to just at least be cost averaging in, to be honest. I've already, if I close my condo, I think it will in a couple of weeks, I probably will take 5-10 grand out and buy some more crypto. So I'm overall bullish. Like and subscribe. Talk to you later.